everybody, welcome back to our channel and thanks for watching. Today we are talking about the SARE Grant that we received and how that's going to impact the farm and things that we're doing. We were going to try to do this video before Charlie woke up, but he is awake, so he will make appearances every once in a while. So we kind of, if you guys have never heard, SARE grants are Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education grants, and they have a variety of different formats and different categories that you can apply in, whether or not you're a farmer applying by yourself or a group of farmers, or they even do like research and development for universities. And you really found out about it first when you were in extension.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we were aware that it's available.
Yeah. Yeah, they're available all over the nation. So wherever you're at, the best place to contact. Well, you can look on our website. They do have a website, but you can also contact your local extension office and whoever your local extension educator is. Well, they'll know about it. They'll know exactly. If you just ask them about SARE grants, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. So
they're run through the land grant university. So the country's divided up into different regions. Ohio is in the north central region, and Minnesota, the University of Minnesota, is the lead for our region. So everything we're doing, we're working with people at the University of Minnesota in terms of payments and being accepted and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
the whole basis of SARE grants, they're all about, as Christy says, research and development, but it's also it's about sustainable agriculture, and I think that's kind of a tricky term. Would you say
right.
Sustainable agriculture? Because I feel like there's this morphed idea of sustainable agriculture, and I don't know if there's actually a real definition out there or not, to be honest with you.
I don't think so. And let's take a break here. The noise you hear in the background is Charlie
Throwing the ball to Doc.
Throwing the ball at the cat out the window.
So, yeah, sustainability. What does it mean, and how's it? Because I think there's this.
I think it's a big buzzword right now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people associate sustainability to like the land living for itself.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of like the trendy term to it is like the idea of. It's almost like the homesteading idea kind of deal.
Right. And I would say that when people think of sustainability right now, it seems like most people are thinking of just like the land aspect. But I would call that more like regenerative agriculture.
I agree.
I think for us, sustainability encompasses more than just the land. We're focused on that. We want to do right by our land and our pastures and our crops and everything. But sustainability for us means that we can continue farming. It can come back into itself, and we can keep going, and it can go on to Charlie if he wants it. And
it's got to be able to overcome whatever the challenges of this century are, and sustain for the future. And that's kind of our approach to sustainability.
Yeah.
And what we wanted. So. That was our approach to sustainability and what we look at it. So we thought we needed to look at this sustainability as a way that we can improve this operation to be more efficient, not only now, but that will lead to efficiency for years to come. And so our approach to that was data management and taking a harder look at data, collecting data, and using that data to improve our flock, so our sheep's genetics, efficiency,
production,
all of that. And so
yeah,
we kind of looked at the best way to handle that. We have a lot of improvement to make. we are far from professionals,
yeah.
but so we have a lot of improvement to make. But we thought, the first thing we really need to be able to do in order to improve what we're doing is we need to be able to measure what we're doing, and
Right.
and to measure it accurately and quickly. And so that was kind of the approach we took to this. So our grant, what was the title of it?
It's let me read it.
Of our application, that is.
Yeah, our application was titled "Improving an Accelerated Lambing System Through Data Management," and also I'll throw in right here real quick that they're 2-year projects, so you don't have it's a lot of time, I guess, but it's not like a 10-year project. It's 2 years, and that is going to kind of limit how much we understand and how much we can pull data, because we're just getting started collecting this data with this project. We didn't have it before, so
yeah. So we had handwritten data before, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of error, and times involved with it. And on top of that, the amount of time it takes to digest that data, I think that's the big difference. We can collect the data, and that's actually pretty simple. But taking the time to go through it and digest it is a little more in depth. So I guess our approach to how we're going to do that is we invested, which they've already seen?
No.
That's part of this video.
No.
It's not part of
It'll be the next video.
The next video. So we have
through the grant.
The
grant helped us do this.
Yes, through the grant. Equipment-wise, we have purchased a new set of scales, livestock scales, to weigh our sheep and lambs, our ewes and lambs, and so that set of livestock scales, you'll learn more about it later. It's a True Test scales, and it's Bluetooth capable, and so we got the set of scales, and then we also are investing in RFID tags, which are ear tag. It's just an ear tag like we have always had, except for these ones have a radio frequency chip in them, and so and then we have a scanner. You want to grab it? You'll see more about the scanner later too. But we have this scanner. There's a lot of different ones out there. We went with Shearwell. We kind of did some research and decided that one was probably going to be the best fit for our operation and what we're doing. And so, so that little scanner we can click a button and wave it over the lamb or ewe's ear, and it will record the data that we are keeping, or it'll associate everything to that animal. So, and their lineage too. So if it's a lamb, it'll tie it back to the ewe, and so we can keep track of our ewe's information of how productive she is and that type of thing. And our child is
Charlie's going in the bathroom.
Time
out. We're back.
Okay.
Charlie went in the potty, so.
And now we're drinking chocolate milk.
Yep.
How is that chocolate milk?
Is it good?
Juice.
Oh, it's juice. What kind of juice? Is it moo juice? Moo juice.
You do.
You do. Okay. Anyways.
So back to where we were. Our goal is every lambing group now the ewes are tagged with the RFID, which is radio frequency identification. All of their lambs from now until forever will be tagged also, and they'll be tied back to the ewes, so we'll be able to see pedigree lines and progeny and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is going to help us.
So we'll be able to a lot quicker and easier identify the pedigrees that we want for our breeding flock down the road. So through this data management, there are some key aspects that we are looking for on our flock. So number one is for us is multiples. So we not necessarily the first time, but at the first time they are allowed to have a single. That's actually desirable for their first lamb. We want them to have singles, but beyond that point, we really would desire to have twins, most likely. Triplets are okay if they can raise them, but the idea would be that they should be able to at least produce twins every time. Beyond that point, and then not only that is we will have weight ranges. Quite honestly, I don't have enough background to know what range we should be at, but we have some of what we're hoping for, and so we'll be looking to not only how many are they having, but how much are the lambs weighing when we wean them. So that's a direct reflection on how much that ewe is milking, and then health records are also part of that. We have a hair sheep flock, so sheddability is part of what we're looking at in the whole thing, and as well as parasite resistance. So hair sheep are known to have more parasite resistance, and so we will be looking for those who do not require a lot of attention throughout the summer as far as wormer and that kind of stuff. We don't want to have to use that if we don't have to. So we can track all that information using this RFID system. Yeah, I'm pointing at it here, I guess.
I can't see it.
So
and the software that comes with it. It comes with its own software to download on the computer and work through.
So that's kind of part of our approach to sustainability and what we are looking to do. And you're going to see all this in action down the road here as we go through it.
Part of SARE Grants is sharing the information and the research that you're taking and collecting with the rest of the public and the agricultural community and stuff. So we'll be making videos specific to the SARE Grant, and then I'm sure it will be dabbled in any video that we have from now until forever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and we'll be sharing that information, good or bad, because that's the point of SARE. It's a research grant, so the purpose of it per se, it's not only sustainability, but it's to share what you're learning with others, so that it's a mini research, right? So this is an on-farm research project for us. Is basically what it is. So it's something we want to try. Quite honestly, most people would not invest in the RFID system
it's a big
because of the cost of it up front, especially at a flock our size, with 70 ewes. It's very questionable if it's worth it or not. And that's part of this SARE and why we're doing it and why SARE's out there is we think it might be worth it for a flock of 70 down the road. But we don't know that, to be honest with you. I would say if it was a flock of, like out west, a flock of 2,000, 10,000 ewes, and it's undeniable. There's no question to it that it would be worth it. It would speed up your process enough that it would be worth it. But for a flock of 70, it's questionable, I would say. And that's so the grant helps us to purchase the equipment and try it, and so we will find out if it's really worth it or if it's not worth it, and we'll be sharing that information one way or the other. If we find flaws or find information we don't like about it, we'll be sharing that. And if it's not worth it, then we'll be sharing that. Yeah.
So that is our SARE Grant down low. We received a grant. It helped us buy the equipment that will be shown in the next video and future videos. If you're interested in learning more about it, you can always ask questions. You can comment, email us, message us on Facebook. And I put the link for the North Central region, which is where Ohio is, and most of the Midwest, in the description below. So from there, I'm sure if you're a different part of the country, you can find your region.
Yeah.
And
or if you really want to know information about SARE, we would be happy to answer information about what we're learning as far as our RFID system.
Talk to your extension
but
agent.
We are not SARE Grant people, so if you want to learn about SARE stuff, I mean, obviously we'll be happy to answer questions about the process that we went through on our end. But if you really have questions about the process, we're not experts at that. Talk to your local extension office, and they'll help you from your land grant university, and they'll help you with that information.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Next video will be our equipment arriving and showing you putting that stuff together and how we used it during weaning. So you guys can look forward to that, and until then, we'll see ya. Charlie's turning on the TV. Time to go.
He's not supposed to do that. Cheerio.
You don't.
Have some milk. Is there a reason you're drinking your milk from your knees?
Uh-huh.
There is. What is it?
What?
Say what?
Milk?
Milk?
Is it better that way?
Is it better to drink milk from your knees? Charlie, is it better to drink milk from your knees? It is. There you go, Aaron. That one's for you.